Hey, good Saturday evening, everybody. It is October 27th. I'm Dine. Call me Dine. Welcome to part 6 of Let's Play Dragon View. It's time to head out of the swamp town of Orosort and go to the Sektra temple. After that, we'll head out of the swamp. I'm a little bit higher level than I was at the end of the last video because I went ahead and fought the necessary monsters to finish off that 100 demons challenge that the guy in the cave gave to us. I had 46 left, so just got a little over halfway done fighting sporadic battles. We'll go ahead and talk to him on the way out of the swamp after the Sektra temple. Now the temple itself is pretty much to the west of Orosort. You'll have to go around the lake. We'll get to it shortly. That's probably it right there. And if you're not sure, just check the map. I'm kind of excited because I was finally able to get to talk to Nintendo Capri-Sun kind of directly last night. He was on Twitter and said, "Hey, I'm playing this online game, feel free to join it if you want." And I was able to get in and finally thank him for inspiring me to LP and said I was hoping to work with him. So hopefully I'll be able to get in contact with him and maybe get him to guest commentate on something, or I don't know. But approach this path directly, and there's the Bridge of Light. So we're set to go to head right into the Sektra temple. Or Swamp Castle, as you might want to call it. That's what it looks like. No huge tracts of land here. Now, this is my favorite dungeon, both in terms of design and music. But one thing I noticed is I'm also a big Toho fan. And if you play the 10th game in the series, Mountain of Faith, the boss theme on that level sounds a lot like this music. And I always was able to pick that up. But here we got to put the ice ring to good use, finally. You need it to freeze deep patches of water so you don't sink. So we start off with getting a key. I think there are about 3 or 4 keys in here. There's a magical dome that we can't do anything about. So, keep going. As for which way to go, I think this place is more linear than the Orta Temple is. So we'll just keep looking around and see what we find. It's usually just better to freeze the water and move on rather than test to see if you sink or not. And it will unfreeze after about 10 seconds. Of course, these clones of Alex, they can walk on top of the water. So they never give any indication of how deep they are. Oh, we haven't seen these guys since the fire cave. There's pallet swaps with those guys. Now, the interesting thing about those clones of Alex is even if you're using the Hausa, they'll still always use their swords. It'd be kind of cool if they mimicked your every move, but fighting with the Hausa would be a lot harder. And the dungeon is also nice enough to give us that MP crystal, but if you have as much MP as I do now, simply by getting all the crystals up to this point, all the containers to this point, you'll have more than enough. I do need to jump onto those frozen columns and head upward. I'm looking through here. There might be another key first. In fact, there's another crystal, but don't need it. Maxed out. So that might be the chest we want. If it's a key or 200 jade. That's enough to buy 1 item in Huji. At these prices? Who are you kidding? Yeah, potions and crystals in Hugia are 200 jade apiece, 400 in Kaja and Mirage, 600 in Orosort. I should probably go back and jump on those pillars because I thought that was the way to go forward. But it looks like going down to the second basement is the actual way. Whereas an item I want would probably be along that back path. Once again, you think you have the game memorized. It's not a long walk back. Only 1 room full of enemies respawns. Well, 2 rooms full of enemies. Alright, here it is. Well, just let it rise up a bit. And as for which way to go, not this way. Oh, maybe not. It's not often you get into rooms where chests will spawn after beating the enemies. It's definitely a good idea to come back here just because of that key. Okay. I was thinking I would circle back around sooner or later, and that's why. Ready to move on. Yeah, for this part I have planned to finish this dungeon and do a couple things that will advance the plot, and then one more dungeon. But we're going to cover about 3/4 of the island in order to get that done, so it's going to be a longer video than last time, which is perfectly fine with me. This is a fun game. Hello to whoever just came into the chat. Thanks for watching. I'm inside the Sektra temple now. Fighting blobs and water beasts and clones. Okay, heading down to B2. I think I need to go left first. This is one time I really want to, or you definitely want to sink into the water, otherwise you can't get through the door. Okay, more stairs down, so... I think I once did a test, and if I'm given a choice with a 50-50 chance, I tend to be wrong 90% of the time. I don't know how that violates the laws of probability, but that's just how it happens with me. If you stay underwater too long, you'll lose energy. So just jump out. Here we go. So use that last key we got, and that'll lower the water level, allowing you to not drown. I'm going to go back upstairs and explore that other spot first. Because I definitely cannot leave here without getting what I'm thinking of what we want to get. Yeah, these will shoot at you, but just keep moving, they won't hit you. Yeah, get another key. Good thing I came back. And in here, just a dead end. Have to come back around by going downstairs, no doubt. Way to get stuck along the wall there, Alex. Yeah, I was actually planning on doing this earlier in the day. I didn't get a lot of sleep and had a gaming group meetup where we meet once a month for 3DS Street Pass exchanges and such. I got back and I just completely fell asleep. Okay, that's the way to go forward. Just walk through the water. So I'm doing this now. So if I sound a little bit tired, I'm still not fully awake. Yep, more keys. This is the key dungeon. That's what, number 5? Okay, these probably won't attack us. No, not that they'd get a chance to shoot anyway. You can usually take these guys out before they form, but when they're multiple, they might get you. Not that we're afraid of damage. Still at the proper level for this part of the game. Might hit level 37 before getting out. More hidden items under the statues. That's become normal. If they don't want to trigger switches. These guys are dumb. I just slash, they walk right into the sword. Alright. Only one way to go from here, and that's up. And another locked door. How many keys have I got left? Okay, just that one. Might as well explore the rest of the area first and not fall. Wrong button. I've got my start next to my A button on the keyboard. Ah! I froze myself in the water! Oh, cold! So very cold. So very cold, even though I'm wearing boots. Ah! Wrong button again! Also, you may notice that the little puddles on the floor also freeze. I think that's one of those little attention to details that got thrown into this game that I really liked and talked about way back at the beginning. Keep our MP up. I'll go down first. I just have a hunch. I don't think I'll get locked into a one-way path. This temple's not like the Orta temple. They're just alternate ways. Well, not alternate ways of going, just plenty of dead ends. Okay, the glove. That is the first of the two big items I want in here. I actually forgot about it until now. How can I do that? You can't get through the dungeon without this, but you can't get through without the other item. Oh well. The glove just basically lets you push the heavier statues aside. So now you're playing with power. It's so bad. Oh, the 80s. Nintendo in the 80s. An era to never be forgotten. Time to come back over to these dragon statues and see what lies behind them. Okay, just another chest. Oh my goodness. And another key. And my voice cracks. I'm 30 years old, my voice cracks. What is up with that? Okay, finally time to go through this locked door. So more blob Jabba the Hutt minis, I guess you can call them. Green mini Jabba the Hutts. I don't know. So until you get the glove, you can't push this aside. The glove gives you the strength to move the statue. And it will also let us explore a couple of caves we couldn't get through before. Simply because similar heavy statues were blocking. That was nice of you, game. Just put the monster right on top of him when I walk in. Of course, I don't want to freeze this current, otherwise the waterfall will also freeze. Let's jump right through it. There you go. Okay, more fountains. I think we want to go up on the right side first. Then again, I've been wrong about every path so far. I'm gonna go back. Just pattern recognition tells me I'm advancing when I don't want to do that just yet. Maybe another key, maybe the item I want. I'm just playing cautious at this point. Okay, I was right. I needed to come in here first. Mainly because what I want is in here. And you don't want to leave this dungeon without this. The last Hausa energy upgrade. So making both our weapons as strong as they can get at level 5. Making that a nice shiny goldish color as well. So in terms of attack power, the sword is not 40, that's the ice ring. So 195 versus 200. Close. And just stick with what you want. Of course, I'm going to stay with the sword for the most part. And, well, that wasn't, I thought I would take damage from that. Not a problem. Okay, come on, spout, thank you. And back up we go. Time for the boss. And that's the third reason why this is my favorite dungeon. It's got one of the best bosses in the game, if not the best. Get over here. Thank you. Thank you for letting me kill you. You're such a nice monster. Here we go. And it's hiding in the water. Is it a Dianoga or some kind of sewer monster? That's roaring. Lion? Sewer lion? Nope. Water dragon. Looks almost exactly like the water dragon from Lufia 2. Oh my goodness. Never made that connection until now. He will fly around and shoot that water at you, so you just have to be quick. Aim for the head. You can usually hit him when you're jumping. So he'll be on the move. You just stay on the move. And he'll go down fairly quickly. Get him before he gets you, even though we got each other that time. And down he goes. So just one of those bosses where you want to stay on your toes, even though he's not that hard. It's just fun to fight. And didn't quite level up. Oh well. I'll get the chance to in the next dungeon. So, oh, we're back here. Apparently that dome was definitely sealing something. Alex, a voice calls to you. And it's the other 4 Dragon Lords. They were definitely sealed away, but not as cramped as that in that orb in Orta Temple. They had a little more room. At last, all 8 spirits are gathered here. The Gardrak will soon become the Soldrak and possess all the strength of the Dragon Lords. Alex, raise the Gardrak. Or make it float in midair, your choice. So they're going to imbue with their power, just like before. And it's becoming possessed! What's going on? A ghost! Now it's got a nice little orange jewel in the middle now. Alex, a voice calls you. You guys are just talking to me. Why are you hailing me again? If Giza succeeds in turning the Prime Orb, the power of the underworld will multiply 100-fold. Nice round number. Giza will indeed possess the power to rule this and all other worlds. Forever! I should have done dramatic pause. That's what they did. He will be immortal. Even with the Soldrak on your side, you could not hope to defeat such raw power. Any more than an ant could move a mountain. Well, if he's adamant. Go to the underworld and retrieve the Prime Orb. Only then can Giza's plans be thwarted. I have seen a whirling cloud of black hanging like a pall over the illusion forest. It is a good bet that there lies the entrance to the underworld. Seek the guidance of the Woodland Guardian so that you may reach the forest's heart. We've heard that the sorceress of Hujia has something for you. They're in Mirage, not in Hujia. But you want to go to Hujia anyway. Proceed with haste to Hujia. Since you have the Soldrak, the spirit will guide you. So, time to go all the way back to where we started in the beginning of the game. But there are going to be a couple of side stops on the way. They won't take very long. I can walk to the side areas and then warp to Hujia from there. And fortunately, we end up close to the entrance-exit of the temple. So it's not a problem to get out. So I'll just walk straight, the bridge will form again, and you will bypass the monsters here, since this is technically a cutscene. And now we're free to roam. So first off is to stop back into the cave with the guy who challenged us to defeat 100 demons. We'll finally be able to get his treasure, as well as a little goodie hidden in the back of the cave. Gonna need bombs for it. Getting there is a little easier said than done, since you can't always make a beeline in the swamp. Not too problematic. Generally head southwest. So that should be the stump for the level 2 lightning. Yep. And it'll take us the rest of the way. Yeah, the level 2 lightning upgrade is the only required one in the game. I believe I mentioned that already, but it's a good time to remind people now, since if you don't get it, you have to come back to the swamp and get it anyway. So, they do that to pad the game for unprepared players. But in this case, you have someone who mostly knows what he's doing. Okay, let's finally talk to this guy. He's been taunting us this whole time. Whoa! The man breathes, shocked. You defeated all those demons yourself? Perhaps you are not as weak as you appear. My treasure is yours, as we agreed. That wasn't quite the voice I did from the first time, but oh well. So, all that for a heart container. Yay. But, there's more in here than that. Lava bomb at the back wall. To open up the passage here. And, oh, more gargoyles. I did not miss you guys in the last dungeon. Of course, got to deal with the spikes as well. Okay, they're down. But 4 more in here. The game wants to taunt us. Probably set up by the jokester in there who gave us a challenge. If you try to open his chest beforehand, he actually pretends to be stuffed inside. I'll see if he'll do that on the way out. So all that for 1,000 jade. Even if I don't need the money, I never knew about this place until a couple of recent playthroughs. I never really took the time to try and bomb walls. And because of that, I didn't know about a couple of very well guarded secrets in the game until about my last playthrough. The guy's gone, the chest is open. If you try to open it again, when you go back inside, he'll pretend to be inside and say he's waiting to trick people. That's about it. Okay, time to head back to Khazra. Now at this point in the game, if you go into towns, the music changes slightly. You'll find out that people are sick. There's some kind of strange plague going around. And it's affecting basically everybody. I'm not going to go into town and talk to people. That's basically the gist of it. And we'll definitely see it in Hujia. Now, probably the most important thing about this is Tylon, the guy who makes the bombs in Hujia. He's also sick and can't make his bombs. And that actually comes into play for the ending. That's all you need to know about that. Not back in the Khazra region, we have the happy overworld music again. Even though demons are swarming about. We're going to bypass Khazra and go back to the North Cave where we got the bow. And if you haven't gotten the bow yet, now is the time to do so. We're going to need it for the next dungeon. All for one shot. And it's probably faster to go around the lake and then get back on the path. So I'll follow the path into the North Cave. It'll only take another moment. Don't need to do any more fighting on the overworld until maybe the final area when you can get some greater experience. Even then, the enemies in the final area are a lot better, a lot more plentiful. Okay, I mentioned the first time we came here, only come into this room, but now we're strong enough to deal with the enemies in the back. And look, more gargoyles! These are the same ones as the Orta Temple Desert region, so they're not very good for experience. Okay, that's just the stairs back up if you fall down. What we want is just to push this aside, let it fall. We got to pull out our bombs. Now I think some of these walls are weak again, can be blown up. Not that one. Okay, that one definitely. So what do we got in here? Another 1,000 jade. I may or may not get maxed out before the end of the game. I don't expect to. Need to actually select the ring to equip it. Fortunately, the cursor stays right there. And it's usually just better to use lightning to destroy boulders and save your bombs. It's easier to get MP pickups. So that's what we came in for, or the second to last MP capacity. Nearly maxed out on that. The last one is on the way to the final dungeon. Of course, on the way to the final dungeon covers the last quarter of the game. So, anything else in here? No, just a dead end. Maybe one other thing. Let's check. Nope. Sometimes you can bomb walls and find jade caches. Not always. Now we're done in here. Time to head to Hujia. And thankfully, the warp star is right next to the cave. I'll just make a beeline for it. And this is probably the last time we're going to warp in the whole game. Since once you leave Hujia, it's faster to go through Gallus Pass and head southeast from there. Well, it might even out. Looking at the map. Just take which way you want to go, really. I went to the area the other day, so I'll just be going back there. It's where Neil Village is, even though I didn't actually enter the village. Actually, village didn't even show up on the map. I just went right to the warp star in the area. Oh, this is Rice's. Wrong town! If you go in there, Don will just say Master Konos is sick. I didn't even give time to give a taste of the new music. Oh well. We'll hear it in Hugia. It's the same everywhere. Yeah, I was thinking I was going the wrong way. That's the path to the arsenal. Alright. So if you remember, there's a house in here that has 2 chests that you couldn't open before. Now you can finally open them, now that you have the Soul Drac. So it was Randy's house. It's right here. And so it's finally time to loot this guy. So this is the Breeze map. Doesn't matter which chest you open first, the contents will be the same. You always get the map first. Alex, a voice calls to you. Honey, we got Dragon Lords in the house. Call the Exterminator. The Woodland Guardian spirit has fled from the statue. It's only rock now. Ogma of Neil Village may be able to coax the spirit back. No, better than Ozma. The location of Neil Village is on a map in the next treasure chest. Yeah, thanks, I already got it. I wonder if that was just a programming oversight. You're supposed to get the statue first and then the map. But it's the other way around. So we're done here. Gonna go ahead and save really quick, and head on. I don't think the wise man monk has much else to say. I've already covered all the side quests he mentions. So, a fallen star rests halfway up Mount Badsal. That is a glowing emblem. It should already be on the map. And this one, okay, Great Boulder. Examine it closely. Literally knock yourself into it to open up the entrance. Do I need healing? Oh, yeah, MP's down. Yeah, everyone's sick, they don't know what to do. The power of darkness is rising. Only I can save the world, yada yada yada. And we're ready to go. To Gallus Pass, and then to Neil Village. So we've got a long walk ahead of us. Fortunately, this is the last long walk in the game. Even though there's one more area to explore, it's isolated and not that large. But there are plenty of places to get into. You get about 4 heart containers in it. That'll all be the next video. So back to Gallus Pass. Get around these guys. It's kind of tricky watching the monsters if you're just turning and seeing which way they go. I don't think they ever try to turn around and come back after you. Usually once they detect you is probably the best way to put it. They'll charge straight at you, making it easy to get around them. I don't know if you can turn around and watch them, see if they change. Never bothered to do that. Not that it matters much. We don't want to fight them anyway. I'm trying not to burp. Oh. Good job, Alex. You got hit by enemies you had to fight in the beginning of the game. Oh, no heart. It would have been nice to top off on HP. Not a problem, though. Okay, time to head southeast. Head past the lake cave and past the meadow into the southeast corner of the map. I'll just pull it up. So we're going to see Neil Village there. That right half of the map will be filled in a bit later. Even though it doesn't look like it's going to. That's the halfway point up Mount Badsal, which is the climax dungeon, not the final dungeon. So probably faster just to make a beeline for it, even though there are a couple bridges to cross. And sometimes it just feels like you're walking faster than normal on the map. This is one of those times. And there's the bridge. I'll hit the tree if I keep going that way. Okay, first bridge, second one, right here. And the path should break off again. I think that leads to the next dungeon. Just double check. Nope, that leads nowhere. I'm way off! Don't ignore that. There's not a cave or anything along that way that I can think of. Maybe a wandering healer. Not that we need him. Okay, time to enter Neil Village. The last place in the game, even though the last town, it has no shops, no power-ups or anything. In fact, it looks like it's in ruins. That's why it's called Neil Ruins. My goodness, I spoke too soon. So, where's Ogma? Well, looks like everything's abandoned. Nothing in here. Is everyone dead? That would not be good. You hear a groan coming from the well. Oh. Lassie! Timmy fell down the well again! You hear that throughout the whole game, too, meaning that guy's been stuck in there for a long time. A letter is on the table. Dear Ogma, how long has it been? Katerina has grown to be as beautiful as blossoms in the spring. It's hard to believe she's growing up. She seems quite taken by a young warrior named Alex, who trains here. Alex's destiny is fearful, but perhaps the prophecy will not come to pass. This is a video game, they always come to pass. Someday he may wish to marry Katerina. Would you consent? Alex is a good young man. He would gladly die for Katerina. Hopefully that will not be necessary despite their fates. Please think about this. Konos of Rhysis. Well, so Konos has obviously seen the relationship between Alex and Katerina. I don't think there's anything else in here to find. But, wait! Ivan, there are no demons now! Well, they were hiding. I'm Navi! No! No, go away! I don't want to listen! I don't want to listen! I'm Ivan! So you got a boy's name, and you're a little girl. I'm not gonna go into that, but one thing you may notice, all the kids in this game are little girls. There are no boys. Oh, so they begin to cry. In harmony, too. Demons have come, Navi cries. Grandpa said to stay here and hide. Then they came and threw Grandpa into the well. If we do nothing, Grandpa will die down there. There's a giant sump in the northwest. We can enter the old well from there. What do you mean, we? I'm the one going in there. I'm the one who has to fight the monsters. You're just going to sit here and cry. Ah. You'll hear the same groan no matter how many times you pass through the area. Ah, these ungrateful NPCs leaving me to do all the work, and what do I get? I get to advance the plot, is what I get to do. So just get back on the path and head northwest, and it'll go right into the well. As a matter of fact, there it is right there. Now this place is a bit confusing, but it's not very big. I heard this music for a little bit in the previous dungeon, no, not in the previous dungeon, in the Jade Mine. Not for very long, though. Now it's finally time to break out the bow. We're gonna need it. I don't remember if it's close to the beginning or the end. Of course, you can't do much in here until you have the glove. There are letters written on the tablet, but they are worn. Well, thanks for the info, game. Not much I could do. Hey, we saw you guys yesterday in the forest. One more level, I can one-shot him. Here's more enemies back from the swamp. And as for which way to go, let's explore. Not that way. There's also a heart container in here. That's what I'm looking for first. So, black lizards, I think these were in the Jade Mine. Yep, they can do that wall kick. Hurts a little bit, but not too bad. Oh, I'm just going to get locked in a circle now. But with that level up, the enemies become a lot easier. Those guys are Cyclopses, I just noticed that. Even with the complete red band over their eyes. Oh, so you left the X-Men after all. I guess nobody liked you in the end. Nobody does. Cyclops is an asshole. Well, someone's listening to music in the house. I no longer have the place to myself, so things are going to get a lot noisier again. And I did it again. Got locked in the loop. Pay attention to which way you're going and not talking, man. That's not that bad. Not all the rooms have the monsters in them. So the only way to go is down and right. Oh, almost accidentally went in the door. That would have been embarrassing. Well, we're locked on a one-way path. If you go left, you'll get locked out again. Let's see what's to the right. I think the center way is the way to go. May need to jump down the hole. I don't remember. That's what we're exploring for. This is just another loop to get locked into. So we'll jump down the hole as a last resort. Yeah, these guys shouldn't respawn now. No, that just bring me back to the beginning? I think it did. Okay, jump down the hole. Well, this is just the Orta Temple revisited, only a bit more complex. Good experience, though. So if you're not at level 35 by the time you get in here, this is a good place to get to that level. Oh, I thought these guys didn't respawn. No, time to ignore them. Let's go down the hole. More lizard men. And they can jump all the way across the screen with their wall kicks. So just zigzag. As for which way to go from here, probably through the door. I'd wager the stairs take you back to the beginning. Or maybe not. Just gotta keep looking. Again, trying not to burp, that's why I'm quiet again. I was going to say, at least the doors aren't closing behind me, but now look. Okay, I came too far. This is definitely back to the beginning of the dungeon. So, here we go again. I think I'll just go up those first set of stairs. You never do find out what that tomb says. It's just there for extra stuff. Waste your time. Yeah, we fight you guys already plenty of times. Because I don't know where to go! I'm lost, mother! Again, just getting to level 37 makes it that much faster. Okay, going down again. Oh, they didn't respawn. That's good. Okay, this is definitely a new area. Now, where's that heart container? I care more about the heart container than the old man first. Because I can take my time finding him. There's no time limits of any kind in this game. I would have been mad had them not opened. Okay. So treasure in here. That's what I wanted, the HP capacity. Now we can go up those other stairs. And finish the dungeon. Ah. Ignored my own advice, I didn't zigzag. That's probably the best advice my brother ever gave me on how to survive in the Double Dragon games when I was growing up. Never stand next to a boss while they're down, and always move in a zigzag. That way they just can't hit you while you're charging them. And speaking of Double Dragon, I have not played Double Dragon. Was it Neo or Neon? I'm half tempted to get it, kind of not. I'm kind of burnt out on those games. I may just try the demo. Here's where you need the bow. Just try and line up with the head of the dragon and fire away. That will form a bridge. And here's the old man. Oh, he looks fine. No broken bones or anything. Oh! Oh! Ogma groans. Yeah, you're standing upright. I think you're fine. Are you here to rescue me? I'm so glad to see you. Say, aren't you Alex? I never introduced myself. You people know my name. I never say anything. Stop reading my mind! I thought so. Master Konos has been asking about you. Katarina has been taken by Giza? I was afraid something like this would happen. Only Katarina could open the gate to the underworld. It's her legacy. If Katarina touches the stone tablet at the entrance of the cave, a keyhole will appear. What? The keyhole has already appeared? I don't know. This is the first I've heard of it. Back to the village. Or was it the stone tablet at the entrance of this cave? I didn't notice a keyhole. You must go through the forest of illusion to find the mouth of the underworld. But the forest is a maze and it's difficult to reach the depth of it. If the spirit is put back into the statue, then you may speak to the woodland guardian. If you can find the guardian, she'll guide you through the forest. Okay, take out the fairy statue. So this is what we came to the village for. Nice to actually get this done after only one quest. I'm thinking of Dragon Quest VIII, where you have to go through about half a dozen different not side quests, since they're all mandatory, but various quests to finally get the ship. That was ridiculous. But still a good game. So the spirit's back in the fairy statue, giving us the blessing. The illusion forest is to the southeast of this village. Go through the forest and you will go to the mouth of the underworld. So we're done here. And this is good enough time to call it as any, because the next video is going to cover the entire next area, the Forest of Illusion and climbing Mount Badsal all the way to the entrance to the final dungeon. So, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dine, call me Dine. You guys have a good rest of the weekend. I'll see you tomorrow or Monday for the next video of Mega Man 3. Take care.